Hello, hello. This is Royal Height, the music ambassador, and welcome once more to the Royal Height of Music podcast. And this morning, I don't have just one guest, but along with him, he's got someone very important to his business, his COO. And I might add, before I even get that far, Mr. Kenneth Rollo Davis is more than just a guest to me. He's a friend of mine. We have known and been in contact over the last, I say almost 10 years or maybe more. And we started off, talk about humble beginnings. We met both as performers at a nursing home for senior citizens. And I was absolutely fascinated by his dexterity, his mobility, his skills, and all of that kind of stuff. And just to see over the years his progress now as an accomplished not only actor, but he does speaking and all the different things he does. I am honored to introduce to you my guest, Mr. Rollo Davis, Kenneth Rollo Davis, along with his compadre, Miss Monica Body, who will also be joining the conversation because she's an integral part of all that he does. So at his request is never a problem because he is the man. Mr. Davis, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
And also, Miss Body, good morning to you also.
Good morning. Thank you for having us.
Well, I welcome you sincerely to the Royal Height of Music podcast. And as we begin, Mr. Davis, I'll toss the first question out to you. I'd like to know, and my audience would love to know, just who you are. So if you can start and help us with a little background bio of who you are, where you've come from, and some of the stuff that you do, so we can just get a general feel for all your greatness.
Who am I? Well, I would just like to say I'm a man on a mission. And the mission is from God, and I'm just trying to do what I believe I was called to do, and that is change the world through roller skating. And it was sort of thrusted at me, God gave me the talent to skate, and He created the opportunity for me, and I just walked in, and one thing just sort of led to another. Having the gift to perform and just having some of the traits to connect with people, it's just sort of led me down this road that was good and bad, but through the trials, you develop character, you develop strength, you develop or you can develop the ability to just keep moving forward if you handle those trials correctly. So I consider myself a person that I like to reach out to the community, to the kids, as well as the adults in different forms, and create opportunity for growth. If I can put it all in a nutshell, we have a program also that we call AIM. AIM stands for Art in Motion. Art in Motion, that the aim is towards the community. Maybe the youth, our aim would be to teach them how to do tap, jazz, ballet, roller skate, martial arts, all different types of arts. And the aim for the adult side of things would be more like the education, getting them back into the job market, social education, social emotional education, that type of thing. That is what Miss Body gets into, a lot of the social emotional. So our aim is towards the whole community. And we have something for everybody.
All right. Now, before you go any further, would you tell us where you're from? What area did you learn all the things you're doing now? Did you grow up in the DC area? Are you a native, or actually where you're from?
I'm a native Washingtonian, but I was raised in Cambridge, Massachusetts. My mentor was Ron McNair, who was the Black astronaut that died in the Space Shuttle Challenger. He was my mentor, and I grew up in Cambridge. I grew up skating and performing in Cambridge. That's where it all really got started, but I am a native Washingtonian.
All right. And along with that, like I said, you wear so many hats. Share with my audience, if you will, some of the things that you have been a part of. I know you wear a lot of hats, so just give us an idea of some of the things that you have done.
Cherry Blossom Parade, probably about 15, 16 years of that every year. 4th of July Parade for Washington, D.C. Funk Parade, 8th Street Festival. There's so many.
Waiting for the Presidential Obama Committee.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Endorsed by Apple. As a DC skate legend. Yes. So I just wanted to put some things in there that you're skipping over.
Ben's Chili Bowl. We did their commercial, or their music video, I should say. We did do a commercial for DC events and DC Destination DC. There's so much.
I remember one you did too. One for me. You did one for the Black Lives Matter World theme song.
That's right.
And we certainly still use that. You did a great job on that.
Thank you.
You know, I know you have done tons and tons of events, but along with that, I'm looking at beyond that. I know you're an accomplished martial artist. Yes. I know you are an actor, that you have been a choreographer on different events. You have involved yourself with programs to help people who have issues with drugs and alcohol abuse. Yeah. And those are some of the things that I was thinking of in addition to actual performances. Just lay it on the line. I mean, I want to know a little bit about you personally, what you do.
Yeah, well, yeah, you mentioned the movie. We just finished a movie. My martial arts instructor was Ron McNair, you know, the Black astronaut. He actually was a 4th degree black belt, and I got my black belt through him several years ago. And as far as the community, I've always had a thing for kids and youth because it was passed on to me at a young age from Ron. Ron giving that to me that at the time when I could have went either way with my director, Ron was there for me, and he sort of guided me to, down the right path. Although I did go astray, I came back, but I did go astray for a while, but he gave me that foundation to come back to.
Okay. And I know even right now in the DC area, you are intimately involved out at the Crystal Skate, which is an icon here in the DC area for roller skating. So many people have been through there, including myself and family, over the years. It's gone through a few name changes, but currently as Crystal Skate is the name that most people remember it as. Right. I know you have taught families and groups and organizations and individuals not only how to skate, but as a result of learning how to skate, you've had a lot of people who've improved their health through a lot of the different things that you're doing. And as a result, man, I just can't even imagine how many people you have personally instructed in the different things that you're involved in. So I'd just like to tip my hat to you for all that you do. And in fact, I can recall actually coming out to one of the rooms out there near to the Crystal Skate where you were actually, I sat in because I had a friend of mine going through rehab from alcoholism. Right. And I just came in to support him. And lo and behold, when I walked through, there were you and your wife in there at the helm, just doing the whole thing. And like I said, I was just absolutely amazed and proud of you too, to see all that you do. Now, I'll pass this one over to Miss Body, since she's doing. Could Miss Body, if you join us in and tell us currently what are some of the things immediately on the roadmap for Mr. Davis, as far as what he's going to be doing immediately that we can be watching out for? Because I understand there's some really big things about to explode.
Yes. So the first thing that I think of to share is the premiere of the movie that he is the lead character in. That is Old School Rollers. The premiere is August 28th. And on that day, there's a 12 and a 3 o'clock showing. And we've been sharing that with our community on Facebook, on social media channels. And so you should be able to find your way to the Eventbrite in order to get a ticket and attend the show. So we have that. And for that movie, it's old school versus new school, but that's all within a context. It's a movie that has good themes, family friendly, and gives us a beneficial message. And so, and that's what Kenny is all about. So, or Rollo, Miss Davis, all the names that we have for him. So that's number one. Number two, we just launched our outreach program, which he did mention before, Art in Motion, or AIM. And the very first event that we had pertained to social emotional learning, SEL, as we call it in the education field. I'm a teacher, by the way. And so it was through those connections that we were able to connect with a community coalition in Riverdale, and to have this event for the parents and the students. The students, they got their lesson, which incorporated themes aligned with social emotional learning, while the parents had the opportunity for a workshop on social emotional learning and how they can support their kids. And so we're taking skating and leveraging that in order to literally uplift and build the families. And that is what we are about. Let's see. He also just accepted the role he just got another role, even for another movie. He just announced that yesterday, I believe it was. So
congratulations.
Yes. So that is in the works as well. We have several other performances in the works, but those will be promoted in due time in coordination with those organizations as well. So that will be coming and announced in its due time. Mm-hmm. Let's see, we have, Rollo, he just celebrated his 20th year of sobriety. We just celebrated yesterday. So that is a huge thing to put out there. And it's really in sobriety that I'm able to walk with him in purpose. So I consider myself to be his purpose mate, and I am proud to be. And there are other things that I could say, but it's not quite the time to say it yet. So I'm going to leave it there.
Okay. And like I said, one of the connections that I remember vividly, only a couple years ago, myself as well as Rollo, we both usually attend the Black Caucus.
Right.
Doing promotions and everything. And I was happened to bump into him along the way there, and got an invitation to actually sit in on a documentary about roller skating across the United States. Mm-hmm. And included in that, he was included in the actual video, but it opened up a big something I had never ever considered about the racism in roller skating. Yeah. And that's a topic a lot of people are truly unaware of. Yeah. That facilities have been not equitable, that a lot of times the facilities that Blacks were accessible to were understaffed, undermanaged, under-equipped, and even in the integrated ones, or supposedly integrated they weren't truly integrated. I saw a lot of footage that actually opened up all kinds of thoughts about how Black skaters were ill-treated by majority race, because a lot of times the underdog, so to speak, winded up outperforming, outdoing things. And in roller skating, I also learned that when you come up with new ways of doing it, it reminds me of the gymnastics that we're seeing on TV right now, where now that Blacks have entered into the gymnastics area in the Olympics, all kinds of new things have come up, just like we saw in basketball and all the other sports that Blacks have been a part of. And that was, I have to thank you again, Rollo, for inviting me to that, because that opened my mind up. I appreciate it so much more, your work and what you're doing. Mm-hmm. So let me ask, in the future, what kind of things, and I throw this out to Miss Body also, what kind of things do you guys envision where skating is going? Because it's been a big shift. You don't see as many skating rinks as you used to. And is it a dying sport, or is it being resurrected? Or tell me, could you, if you will, where do we stand right now with roller skating in the United States?
Well, it's not at all a dying sport. It's something that's been around. It's never really, skaters that are seasoned skaters that's been around, we know that it's never left for us. Mm-hmm. It's never left. It's just people are just starting to realize the benefits, and just it's a trend right now. But for us that's been in it for a while, it's more than just a trend. It's something. It's a way of life, and I think it'll be around for a while. And I say that because of all of what's happened, I think, in the U.S. just lately with the Trump administration and just so many different things. It created a great divide. Mm-hmm. And I believe that skating is a way for the country to heal. Mm-hmm. It's healing. It's healing to a lot of races. And when we get together and do this thing, it's just one of those things that we can all do together and heal together. I don't think it's going to go anywhere for a while, because I think the country needs time to heal. And I think it's in place for that reason. God's timing is always perfect. I don't see it going anywhere. As far as with us, we're here to change the world through roller skating. And we're gonna do our part. And we're doing our part as we speak. And Miss Body can speak to that as well.
Okay. Miss Body, did you have anything you'd like to add?
Yeah, I'd like to point out that skating, it's universal, it's international, it's global. It's not going anywhere, And so when it comes to the Black community and how we've been treated in certain spaces, what I was thinking was really the economics of it all. We need to have our own spaces, period. And that is something that we at Rollaway, that we are working towards. That's the dream. So we have launched AIM, and underneath that, we will have events. But what we really see for ourselves is our own space, our own rink that then doubles as a space for beneficial community programs. That's where we headed. So, you mentioned Crystals, also known as Temple Hills Skate Palace. And they went through some turmoil this year in terms of, because the strip that they're in was bought out by a developer, and would they be able to stay and renegotiate, whatever it is. And that jeopardized our ability in our mission to uplift the people and support them in their journey of growth. And so that just highlighted for us the need to really get our own space. And so I would take it from us and just say in general, when we have as Black people, okay, as people of color, when we have our own spaces, then there is no risk of compromise in that way. In your very ability to connect and contact and impact the people to be determined or blocked by somebody else and on somebody else's timetable and designs and vision and so on. So this is the kind of thinking that we need to engage as well. It's about the ownership. When we own our space, then there is no conversation around, oh, the skaters being mistreated, at the hands of white owners or whatever owners. You take that off the table. So let's, what about the economics? That's where my mind goes. And then, like I said, also, skating is international, it's global, so it's not going anywhere. So that's what I would add into the conversation.
Mm-hmm. Now, my next commentary, like I said, is considering that not only is skating universal, but skating is always done with music. And music, we already know that's a universal language interpreted through dance, as well as skating, which is almost a form of dancing with skates on, so to speak.
Not even almost, it is.
Yeah,
not almost, it is.
And I just want to know, as a music ambassador, like I said, music is my sanctuary. That's the life I live. I'm involved in music. And I have a nonprofit organization that I founded not long ago called the Black Music Awareness Foundation, where we are preserving the legacies of Black entertainers and musicians. And I want to know, because music is such a strong factor, and it's got so many redemptive qualities. It's hard to be mad when you listen to good music. It's even the doctors, and even in the Bible, it talks about how music is something that can soothe the soul and has healing properties, because you want to move your body and I guess the rhythm and everything when you connect with the universe through music, along with skating, it does good things for the body and the mind and everything. So tell me, if you will, and I'll direct this one to Rollo, how you feel about music. Like I said, we've connected in many times in regards to music. I even had a chance to meet Von Mason. I had a chance to speak with. He called me. He heard one of my songs, called me up, and then the next time, not long thereafter, I found out that he had passed. And that was a really impactful song, because it kind of one of the songs that I know is really powerful in the roller skating family.
Yeah.
So tell me, what are your thoughts about music? How do you rank the music?
Well, first I wanna say, Vaughn was a very close friend of mine, and I love him and I miss him. He actually produced. He helped to produce one of my promo videos for the TV show that I'm working on. Mm-hmm. I love him for life. And now, as far as music is the heartbeat, man. It's everything. It's the creativity. I mean, skating is a form of expression, and without the music, it's hard to express. So it's the heartbeat. I mean, we it's like if I go to a rink and I pay for a session and I'm there to skate, it's not the same without music. The energy is just not there. So music is the heartbeat. It's everything. It's the creativity. It's the expression. If you're going through something and you decide to put on your roller skates and go to the rink, and you got to write music, by the time you leave that rink, you can forget all about your troubles. You know what I'm saying? It's a form of therapy, a form of relief, a form of decompression. Gotta have music, and it goes hand in hand. And I applaud you for your music and what you've done in the past with your music. And even with that, that's a form of expression to me, just dancing to your music. So I mean, it's amazing how many areas music taps into.
Well, I feel very much the same way. And like I said, you using music with the skating, well, like I said, one of the other auxiliary benefits that I know has really benefited you and others who have been at it for a long time is your general health. I'm just absolutely amazed the quality of health that you have achieved. I understand you have been into bodybuilding. You've done, like I said, the martial arts, and you have maintained a sense, active sense of being youthful, because you're constantly, like you said, you're in the aim, you're keeping your body in motion and doing things. And I think it's therapeutic. It's something good that a lot of other people ought to imitate, so they can get the same benefits.
Yeah. Well, I want to say I was never into bodybuilding, because
Okay.
that's a specific sport.
Okay.
I was never into that, but I was into physical fitness, you could say.
Okay.
That's something that was put in me at a young age, again, well, I like to say my father had a lot to do with it, because my father's an ex-pro boxer, and he was always very physical, and as well as all of my brothers, my whole family. But skating is just the direction that I chose, skating and martial arts, as a form of expression. So it was always a part of me, just the physical component, and working out. I think what really helped me a lot is learning how to work out with Ron McNair at a young age, and to have somewhat of a program of working out. Like he showed us how to do, certain exercises back to back to just keep going. When you get used to that, after a while, at a young age, you carry that with you the rest of your life. It becomes part of you. So I think that's what helped me a lot, just having that early foundation into something that was already a part of me, but it was enhanced at a young age. So I just kept it with me. So I'm 60 years old. Most people my age can't do 2,000 push-ups. I can do that in like 93 minutes. So it's just, over and over again, and whatever your body gets used to, it after a while, it becomes a little, immune to it. So yeah, started early.
Well, that's amazing. As we kind of head towards the last section, I just would like, in fact, I'm going to call on Miss Body, if she will assist us. Miss Body, if someone were interested in keeping up with Mr. Davis and all his great activities, what would be the best way to reach him, or to be in touch with you to reach him?
The best way to connect with us, well, first of all, our website, rollowayproductions.com. Again, Rollo, ROLLO, way, WAY, productions.com. And it is there that you will see the class schedule for our skate classes. We teach in several locations, not just at Temple Hills or Crystals, every week. And then if you will see how to book a show, if that's what you want to do, how to get private lessons, if that's what you want to do. So that is the main way to get a hold of us.
Okay. And as we are heading to our last segment of the show, I would like Mr. Davis, if you would, tell us what kind of vision you see for young people who are now involved, because I've seen some of your videos and you have young people who are involved.
Mm-hmm. Or type of vision that I have for the young people in regards to what, roller skating?
Well, not only for now and in the future, because again, as you're moving on, I know for a fact, because I've been at events that you have had young people performing, and it amazed me. These young people can do quite a bit. So what are your vision for the young people through the skating?
My vision is that I feel that there's a generational gap right now.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of the young people are very disrespectful. It's like the way we grew up. a lot of the morals and values have been lost. And my vision for the future is that those, in a nutshell, those values and morals will come back. We might skip a generation, which we have done already, but I foresee kids coming up will start to implement those morals and those characters back into their being. And again, we want to do our part by affecting the kids as much as possible, even the way they dress, the way they talk to their seniors, all of that type of stuff. So we try to create examples for kids to follow, to create those younger examples for the kids to follow. And then maybe that'll lead things back to some type of stability, because right now it's out of hand. It's just crazy.
Well, again, I want to thank you, Mr. Kenneth Rollo Davis, as well as your associate,